Welcome, everyone, to this fantastic Sunday or Monday or whatever, wherever it is, wherever you may be. I'm Nathan, Ninja Monkey, and I do this weekly stream where I try to answer your Japan travel questions. If I can help out, then great, and if not, there's bound to be somebody in the chat that will be able to point you in the right direction. So, as always, I just wanted to remind you that at Ninja Monkey Guy, to get my attention, super chats, and memberships, members, and that sort of thing will get the priority. But yeah, so I'm excited. I've actually just put out basically something that was inspired by this stream, if you haven't noticed, and that was my latest, my very latest Japan travel questions. I think I tackled the most asked, although I did miss a few that now in retrospect, thinking about it, I should have included. One of them being like, do you need to know Japanese? Um, um, but I just didn't. I just forgot. Hey, maybe there'll be a part 2 coming up in the future. But yeah, I think that video is definitely a one-stop place to get most of your questions answered if you haven't watched that. And then if you want to dial in and fine-tune your questions, you know, revolving around that video, then great. So yeah, JJI, thanks for being here. Awesome. Arigatou gozaimasu. Very cool. Thanks for your moderating today. Gerald, konbanwa to you. Hey, how are you doing? How are we doing living to Tokyo in 6 days? Awesome. Hey, Jim Ross has gifted 1 Ninja Monkey membership. Awesome. Thank you so much, Jim. Much appreciated. Obviously, we need to do the Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you for the gift. And it was how old are us got the gift there. Evening Nathan and chat. Evening common commenter. Thanks for being here. How old are us? Flying tomorrow. That is, you must. Are you packed? Are you packed? And yeah. Hello from California. Lucas. Hey, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. 17 more days. It feels like everyone's going to Japan around this time, doesn't it? Which is very exciting. I am very Genki. Thank you so much, Jennifer. Thanks for being a patron. And thank you so much for being an awesome person. Only one nights is going well, I think. And Jim, 5 more memberships. I need to add you to the list, to the roll. But arigatou gozaimasu. And because I know what you're looking for. You're waiting for for the monkey thanks. Let me just add you to the list, the support list. Jim Ross, thank you so much. And I put a little star because you did too. So much appreciated. And yeah, we have already we have Howells are us, just to thank you for your help in our planning. Well, I hope that the planning stages went well, and I hope that you were able to use some of my tips and recommendations. I want to make it very clear, everyone has a very different way of doing Japan. There isn't one size fits all, unfortunately, when it comes to Japan, and I hope that I portray that and that I put that across. Everybody's very different, and depending on the type of trip that you're going to be taking, you're going to be making different decisions. But the number one tip is to be prepared, and obviously you are, so that is pretty cool. Let me just add you, Howells are us, to the list. Where are we? Howells are us. Thank you so much. And I can also see that we have a Grant. Let me just add you before we go any further. Grant Berman. Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you so much. I'm just going to get to your questions. Don't forget, if you do have a question, I do prioritize obviously donations, but I do. I'm quite proud that I try to get through everybody's questions. So, what do you think about anywhere? Okay, clove rentals in Japan for tourists. Not for me personally, but I think it's an interesting idea. Actually, actually, I've been talking about them for a while because I contacted them and they contacted me, and we were gonna do something together, but it just never materialized for whatever reason. I was busy. I didn't have enough time. But I think it's a great idea, and I think it's an it's another example how I think Japan is probably the most convenient country in the world, and it can be very convenient to rent your clothes. It's not for everyone, but it's definitely for some people. I mean, I was even considering doing it on this trip, but only if it meant not having to take checked luggage, like it would mean saving space and saving time. Basically, just walking out of the airport with my hand luggage. That would be pretty cool. However, thinking about it, unfortunately, as a YouTuber, I just end up taking a lot more stuff than the average Joe. Like camera gear, etc., etc., etc. So I'm gonna have to take, checked luggage anyway. But thank you so much for your donation. Much appreciated. Japan, Japan, Ichiban. Arigatou gozaimasu. Domo arigato. Thanks for being the moderator for the day. And let me just add you. And I'm going to get to some of those chats, comments now also. So, Japan, Japan, Ichiban. Probably won't fit, but more or less. Do I have a second channel? Much love from me and Michaela. Hey, how you doing, Michaela? See you soon. See you soon. Yes, I do have a second channel. The second channel is called Happy Gaijin. I will be streaming from the streets of Japan shortly, very, very soon. So anyway, let's get to some of your questions. All packed and ready to go. Can't hit the right thing, so can't type. Always want the monkey. I know. It's there. Question: arrive on Thursday to Japan for 5 days. Booked on Akasaka. Was that a mistake? I've seen it's mostly buildings and offices. Akasaka is an interesting location. I don't think there's such thing as a mistake. I mean, there are better locations, but Akasaka is very near Roppongi, very near Roppongi. So you have easy access to the Tokyo Tower. You'll have easy access to Roppongi, and there's plenty of things to do from that area. In fact, Akasaka has a very good bus system. Well, the Tokyo bus goes directly from Akasaka to Shibuya. By the way, it's probably better for you to figure out the buses between Akasaka and Shibuya, from my experience. But yeah. Alejandro, do you know if Halloween will be celebrated in another area in Tokyo other than Shibuya and Shinjuku? There are plenty of private Halloween parties being organized in Ikebukuro between certain dates, but they run more like a cosplay party and more during the day. The main areas are Shibuya and Shinjuku, although Shibuya is definitely trying to make it increasingly less appetizing to visit. I will be heading to both Shinjuku and Shibuya, and I will be basically investigating what the situation is in terms of Halloween this year. So yeah. Thank you so much, Lord McGray. Hi Nathan, JJ, I forgot to name the name of your second channel. Could you please repeat it? Cheers. I will. I'll do a cheers. I will do a cheers to you. Kampai. Let me quickly add you, Lord McGray, to the wall. Lord McGray. Yeah, the channel is called Happy Gaijin, and it's quite easy, Happy Gaijin, and basically I do vlog style videos. It's more about me, like me as being the Happy Gaijin, and I live stream when I'm in Japan. So I will be in Japan in less than 2 weeks now, and I aim to stream every day. I'm only there for 7 days, but I aim to stream quite a lot. So thank you so much. What's up? What's up? And there's a link to a second channel. Thanks so much. How do you forget? Because I'm thinking of other things. What's your shortest Japan visit? Was it worth it? This is my shortest Japan visit. It's basically 6 days, 7 nights. I arrive on Sunday early in the morning, 9 a.m. So I'm going to count that as a day, and I leave on Saturday. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I leave on Saturday evening. So 7 days. Is it worth it? I think any time in Japan is worth it, as long as the time in Japan is longer than the time that you spend traveling to Japan. I think it's worth it. The only thing is that I do things a little bit differently when I travel for short trips. For example, I don't generally travel outside of the Tokyo wide Tokyo region. To be honest, maybe I'll consider on the spot, like spontaneous, like onsen visit, maybe even staying overnight at an onsen. But generally, for those sort of trips, because I'm not a first time traveler, I will stick to Tokyo. I will visit different areas or things around Tokyo, and I've got my habits now. When I go to Tokyo, I've got friends. I like different areas. I do different things, cafeterias, etc. So for those short trips, for me, it's absolutely fine. If you're going to Japan for the very first time and it's only a week, it's still very doable. I think just you just have to tackle it a little bit differently. Let's see. Hey Michaela, I'm looking forward to meeting you again. This time you will be eating horse meat. I'll make sure of that. Yeah, the local government in Shibuya does not want people there for Halloween. You're absolutely right. But hey, you're not breaking the rules by going. They're definitely going to make it very uncomfortable. Annoying, I think. If you hit the like button, will I experience warm and tingly feelings all over? I don't know. There's only one way of finding out. That is by hitting the like button. If you hit the like button, you might actually see something tingling and lovely happening. I'm not sure. Hit the like button. Do it. Hey, is a multiple attractions pass worth it? I want to include one that includes all subway tickets apparently for 3 days. When it comes to Klook, they have so many offers, especially now. They're having their 10-year anniversary, but they do have so many offers on all the time, which I am, I guess, an ambassador for Klook. I'm also, I guess, I feel like I'm an ambassador for Sakura Mobile, just because I can vouch because I use them both, right? And also they treat me very kindly. So that's why I use Klook. But when it comes to attractions and passes, is it worth it? It is. It does give you a saving, and it doesn't make it easy for you to sort of have everything under one app rather than like, for example, the first time I went to Team Labs, I had an email. I couldn't find the email. I start stressing out, but with Klook it's all under one place. So it's worth it, definitely, just for ease of use. And thank you so much for the donation there, Carlos Brody. I'll put you down as Brody then. How about that, Brody? Much appreciated, Brody. Is that how you spell Brody? Yeah. Awesome. And obviously, ooh. I couldn't find my bandana this evening. Arigatou gozaimasu. Domo arigatou gozaimasu. By the way, you can opt to change the color of the backdrop if you so choose to, if it works. All right, let's carry on. Yeah, if you see me, please say hello. I will be dressed up. I don't know quite what I'm going to be dressed up as, but during the weekend, Are there quieter times to catch the Shinkansen from Tokyo to Kyoto? I think the weekends, the in the mornings are usually more are busier, and the like afternoon or very very early in the morning it'd probably be okay, but the afternoons are probably quieter, or the evenings. The observation romance car observation deck receipts between Shinjuku and Hakone seem to sell out in minutes. Is it worth the hassle? I think that if you are an aficionado for of trains, then absolutely everybody has their likes, their wants, and their different priorities when they travel to Japan. I know a lot of people. For a lot of people, it's trains, and I queued up quite I queued up at 6:15 in the morning, or 6:20 in the morning, to get into Fantasy Springs. Was it worth it? It was worth it for me because I wanted to do it. So yeah. Retro game stores in Yokohama. Oof. I would just go look for a book off or something like that within Yokohama, you know. But yeah, you want to stay in Ryogoku area. Any thoughts about this area? Transportation to other areas from there? It seems to me that a lot of people stay in that area. There's a Appa hotel that I keep on hearing people staying in that area, so it should be fine. Like I say, there's no such thing as a bad area. I just would suggest that you follow some of the simple rules. Number one is that your hotel is near a major station, or a station which is close to a main station. You probably don't want to walk along more than like 10 or 15 minutes to a station, because that's just going to be a hassle every single day. And if you can have access to the Yamanote line or one of the main lines, then you're fine. You're fine. Tokyo it's easy to get around Tokyo. Thank you so much, Grant Berman. Hold on, Grant. Thank you so much, Grant. Okay, I'll give you a little bit of an update for the cat. The cat is doing a lot better, thankfully. You know, last week I actually went to sort of say my goodbyes to the cat, because we thought we would have to potentially put her down. But it turns out that what she had was not what we thought she had. I mean, she's still sick, but it seems that her sickness, her problems with her kidneys, is chronic and not terminal, which is really good for an 18-year-old cat. So she is surviving and she's happy. She's been given antibiotics and she's doing really well right now. So fingers crossed. Thanks for asking, by the way. And obviously, arigatou gozaimasu. Let's get back to the questions. What do you think is the minimum amount of time someone should spend in Japan? It's a very personal, depending on the person. I know somebody who goes to Japan on business, and they literally fly in, do the business trip, and fly out the following day. So that happens, which is crazy, from London, by the way. But when it comes to minimum time, I think that it's all to do with my rule would be to spend longer in Japan than what it takes me to travel to Japan. And realistically, it takes me 4 days to travel to Japan, like 2 days that way, 2 days back. Like I leave on a Saturday but arrive on a Sunday, but I would say that those are 2 days, and then on the way back the same. So I'd have to stay for longer than 4 days for it to be worth my time. But also depends on how much you've paid for the ticket. You don't want to be going to Japan for 4 days or 5 days on a very expensive ticket. But maybe if you find a really good deal, you might be like, okay, I'll do it. 4 days for $200 return. Yeah. Where are we? Question to the ninja. I'm preparing for my travel to Japan next month, as I will use the train system quite a lot, as I will travel from Okinawa to Hokkaido over 5 weeks. Do I need to get a ticket? First of all, from Okinawa, you won't be able to get the train to Hokkaido. You'd have to fly. So I'm not very sure what your thinking is, because Okinawa is an island, and Hokkaido is on the very, very, very north of Japan. Um, do I need to get a ticket? I would suggest that you either look into regional train passes, maybe even the nationwide pass if you're going to be doing so much travel. However, 5 weeks of national rail passes will be very, very, very expensive. So you're probably best off looking at a combination of flying and a combination of trains, to be honest. So, do I need to get a ticket? Yes, regardless of whether it's a regional pass, a like nationwide pass or individual passes, you will obviously need a ticket to travel. Oh, with a JR ticket. Okay, I will get one for 3 weeks. So if you get one for 3 weeks, then awesome. You'll be able to get from quite far with it, but still consider looking at flights, right? Thank you so much, JJI, for that recommendation. And yes, horses will be in your mouth soon. Michaela. um, ooh, lots of questions here. No one folds their hands and bows in Japan. You're welcome, Tawada. You're welcome. I'm not in Japan, and I'm not Japanese, so there you go. With a digital speaker, do you get charged any fees, i.e., foreign transaction fees, by your credit card to charge it? That depends on your bank and what system they have in terms of fees. Basically, when you top up a Suica using a digital Suica using a bank card, it just acts in the same way as a transaction with a credit card. So it depends, or with a debit card. So it depends on your bank. Have you ever been to Kagura performance in Hiroshima? Thinking of attending, as we are there during the fortnightly Wednesday performance. I have not, and it sounds fantastic. So you should do it, definitely, and let me know what you think. I already know I need the JR pass, but I'm still not sure about the tickets for Shinkansen and if I have to get them on the counter. Alright, if you have a JR pass, then there's two things that you could do, and two things that I would recommend that you do because you have the JR pass. I would 100% recommend that you book your tickets, your reserved seats in advance, because you actually have the opportunity to do that for free with a JR pass, and you can actually plan your itinerary by doing that. If you do that, then you will have to, well, either way, you will have to use your JR pass ticket to go through the ticket gates. When it comes to getting a reserve seat, you can do that depending on where you bought your JR pass. You could potentially do that online. You could do it at the ticket counter, or you could do it at the machines. So it's quite straightforward, really. Hey, Makua, how you doing? There you go. Lots of people stay in the upper tower, close to JR station and metro, about 5 minutes away. There's Popeye's bar too, with 70 plus craft beers on tap. That sounds pretty cool. Question: how is your experience with ferries, as I need to take one at one point in my travel to Shikoku? I've taken maybe 2 or 3 ferries, like long distance ferries, not counting short ferries. Like for example, I've taken the ferry to Yakushima, which was quite the ferry, and I've also taken some ferries when I was in Okinawa to one of the islands. And my experience is that you need to really investigate the times of the ferries, and you probably want to make sure that you get there a little bit earlier to get your bearings and potentially even get your tickets, because ferries can actually sell out. I actually got a ferry to Sado Island also. That's another ferry that I got. That one was a very popular ferry, and I nearly made the mistake of not actually being able to get a ferry because they were selling out so quickly. It was quite surprising. Yes, 18, 18, going to be 19. Quite amazing, really. Which Japanese shrine do I think is the most underrated? Oof, that is a difficult question to answer. How is my knowledge of shrines? Um, Let me try and get back to you on that one. Red Value, how you doing? Stream is a bit choppy. It seems fine from what I can see. Um, Maybe there's a problem on your end. I don't know. Checking here. Excellent connection. Things seems to be okay. My sound is a little bit low. Maybe it's my, and I put my music lower, but my volume should be at max. And actually, I'm really tired today. I'm really tired. Nathan, I didn't understand the term Smart EX. I've never heard it as far as I can remember. I gather it's something to do with trains. Yeah, okay. So Smart EX, I mentioned, by the way, for those of you who are patron, if you want to become a patron, then you do get occasional perks such as postcards, T-shirts, sometimes bandanas. I'm preparing because some people are now going to be receiving bandanas from me, etc., etc., etc. But one of the perks is that occasionally I do put like additional footage, and one of the things that I did go into was that last video where I answered the most questions about Japan travel. I left a lot out because that video was over 20 minutes late, over 20 minutes long when I was editing it, and I've realized, and I don't know if it's just a coincidence, that my last two videos that were over 20 minutes long or close to 20 minutes long did not perform very well. So I'm trying to keep things to my standard less than 14 minutes, between 8 and 14 minutes. So that meant that I actually end up leaving out like 7, 8, 9 minutes of footage, which I put in that video for patrons. Now, a Smart EX is basically a system where you can purchase a ticket, like a JR Shinkansen ticket, like normally for certain routes. And the interesting thing about the Smart EX system is that you will receive a QR code that you can use at the ticket gate, and you can simply scan the QR code, or you can link your Smart EX ticket to your Suica or your digital IC card, or your IC card or your digital IC card, linking them, meaning that when you get to the ticket gate of the Shinkansen, you simply tap and you're through. So it's just like a web portal that's a little bit more advanced. I hope that that I explained that a little bit better. Where would you point someone that wants to learn the survival basics of Japanese language? I made 2 videos about that, which I hope one of my moderators can point out. I would point you there. So yeah. Hey, Retro Mario, I'm back from Japan, and it was everything I've dreamed of and even more. Much of your advice was amazingly helpful, and it was so much fun. Awesome. I'm glad. I'm so glad. Simpler than they sounded before going. Absolutely. You're right. There's IT jobs for foreigners in Japan, but doesn't anyone know what that actually means? IT covers a lot of stuff, including cameras. No idea. This channel is mainly like travel focused, although we do have like a Discord job like channel for those people who want to talk about that. Maybe you can go there. There you go, JJ. I just mentioned that, exactly the same thing. Hello. I am ready. Well, I'm not ready, but I'm getting ready. One of the things that I'm doing is I'm actually putting together lists of things that I need to film whilst I'm on my trip in Japan. I'm also doing a lot of preparation for my Halloween video because I'd like to edit that one whilst I'm in Japan and potentially launch it on Halloween evening or Halloween day. So I thought if I put a lot of the groundwork in here and not film, but like maybe record voiceovers, etc. here, then potentially it would be a lot less work when I get there, right? 18-hour ferry from Hokkaido to Orai. Wow, that sounds amazing. I was the only Westerner. I got the best night's sleep I've ever had for years. And they had 4G mobile signal. That's amazing, really. I think you talked about this last Sunday, but can you talk about eSIMs, tips, and recommendations? Yeah, I mean, I'm going to recommend. I'm going to be. I'm always very honest. There are so many eSIM providers. They're all very similar. I mean, there was one. I don't. I'm not going to talk bad of anyone. I'm just going to like mention that overall most SIM companies are sort of similar. However, you just need to know that I use Sakura Mobile. There is an affiliate link for them that you can use, and I will get a little commission if you decide to use them. Overall, when it comes to getting a SIM or an eSIM or pocket Wi-Fi, the difference is a SIM is physical, you put it inside of your phone. An eSIM is digital, and depending on your phone, you can actually download it via a QR code or an email. And a pocket Wi-Fi is an actual device that you walk around with you that gives access to Wi-Fi. When it comes to mobile data, regardless of which one you choose, the one thing that you need to know is that there's unlimited and then there's like limited data packs. Unlimited basically means that there is no set limit to how much data you can use, but there usually is a fair usage policy in place, which usually is around 2 gigabytes. So if you use 2 gigabytes a day, after the 2 gigabytes, you'll be throttled and you sort of be timed out. But if you are worried about being throttled, then your best bet is to just get a limited data. So for example, 10 gigabytes. When those 10 gigabytes are up, they're up, but there's no throttling. You can use them all up in one day. You can use them all up across a week. That's what I use because I'm a content creator, and I use a lot of data, and I cannot risk being throttled. So anyway, hope that sort of helps you a little bit. The link is there. When asked what do you love most about Japan, what do you typically tell people? I think I just love traveling Japan. I love how how different Japan is to my country, to where I am. I think that's the main aspect of Japan. It's very convenient for a solo traveler, and I've just become very comfortable there. I will be in Sapporo from the 1st to the 4th of January. Do you have any tips to get one of the New Year's packages that are so popular? Um, I have never been to Sapporo that time of year, so unfortunately I won't be able to give you a tip. But if you're talking about Fukibukuro, is that what they call it? The New Year's lucky packages. A lot of them, unfortunately, and this is the bad thing actually that I'm going to say. When I traveled in the past for New Year's, I used to get the lucky bags, and you used to basically go to the store, and you used to be able to pick up a lucky bag, pay 10,000 yen, 2,000 yen, whatever, give your size, and you'd have a lucky bag. But nowadays, everything's become very digitized, and you have to like book in advance via the website. A lot of places are like that, which is unfortunate, because a lot of these websites do require like a Japanese phone number, and it's just a little bit harder that way. But I suggest you look online for what you want. What is the exchange rate in Tokyo? Locally, my exchange rate will cost about 7 yen per dollar. Can I get? Well, I hope it's more than 7 yen per dollar, honestly, because that's you would definitely get a better rate in Tokyo if they're giving you 7 yen per dollar. By the way, but but when it comes to exchanging money, from my experience personally, I think that changing your money at home means that you have the opportunity to shop around and even make sure that there's availability of the currency. Airports, it's usually the most expensive place, but the good thing about airports is that they usually will have availability. For example, here at home now, I've been to a few currency exchange places, and they're like, oh, we'll bring you yen. It's going to take 3 weeks for it to get here. And some people want their yen because they're going on a trip, soon after. But usually, when you're flying to a big international airport, there will be a currency exchange place that has yen. When it comes to Japan, I just don't even look. I just by the time I'm in Japan, I'm either sorted, or I just use the ATMs to get money out. The volume is low. I don't know why. Let's see. Let me check. Should be fine. I think that maybe it's just more. Oops. What's happened? Hold on. I've just lost something. Right. I've lost where we were. I accidentally closed the chat, guys. So sorry. Hold on a second. How did I do that? Guys, it's still hot here in Gibraltar. Like it's been 25 degrees. It was raining heavy, like yes last night, but it's 25 degrees here. Kampai. Let's see. Sorry if I missed any questions because I accidentally lost the chat, so I'm trying to figure out where I was. Only 50% of people have liked the stream. Smash the like button. Eric, you might also want to look up centaurs. Centaurs are basically like onsen, but they don't have like the onsen volcanic water. They're just like normal water, but they're pretty much quite similar. Okay, will cost you 7 yen per dollar. Okay, okay. I thought you were getting 7 yens for the dollar. I was like, what? That's quite crazy. Do I think the yen will keep on rising for the next few months? I think that the yen will improve, but I don't think it will go back to the to what it was a year ago. But that's just me predicting things. I think we've reached our peak. I don't think we'll get back there anytime soon. But hey, it's still going to be good. Refreshed and mind cleared up. But yeah, I don't know what's going on. Everything seems fine here. I'm looking at my stats, and my stats seem great. So, Adventures of Old Man GBs. Hey, how you doing? I have old notes bought before they changed as I got a great rate. I'm going next month. Will it be okay, or should I change them in Japan? You're absolutely fine. Don't worry. Don't change them. Use them. In fact, you're probably going to be better off with them because some vending machines won't even take the new notes. I think we got to the bottom of the questions. What? Questions again. I want to send some stuff back home as I don't want to carry it all around on my 5 week travels. Do you recommend or have an experience on doing that? I don't do that, but I know a lot of people who do, and they just use Japan Post to post things back home. And another thing that you need to also consider is that there are lots of stores when you buy stuff at stores that will ship things for you. For example, if you want to buy a sword, a katana, or you want to buy a knife, a kitchen knife, that sort of thing. A lot of these places will actually, you know, send it to your home address for you. so you can actually save effort, doing it that way at the store. Yeah, with the Japanese post system, a lot of people do it. I don't, because I usually have two suitcases allowance when I fly, so I have plenty. Hey, Japanese Japan, don't tempt him. Do I have any uncommon travel tips for winter in Tokyo, like getting sunscreen with moisturizer? Uncommon. I don't know. I think the internet is everything's on the internet. Everyone's on the internet. What would be uncommon? I don't know what would be an uncommon tip for winter. I guess you could always get, I don't know if it's common or not, but you can get some of those heating pads from the convenience stores. They do a really good job. Put them in your pocket, keep you nice and warm. Will I ever visit Chiba? I have visited Chiba, but I need to visit Chiba proper, right? So the answer is yeah, I want to. Am I planning on visiting the new Nintendo museum? I am. I mean, that's one of the things that I was tempted to do this trip, but it won't happen this trip. But I will be going back for the New Year's period, God willing, and that trip is nearly 2 weeks long, so it's just under 2 weeks. So I have a little bit more flexibility, but I also have to be aware that it's a very busy time to travel. Um, so we'll see. I'd like to see if the new Donkey Kong like area opens in Universal Studios, and I'd probably want to do both at the same time if I can, on the same trip. They say dry air might cause a nosebleed. Never had a nosebleed in Japan, so you can use credit card at a lot of restaurants, a lot of restaurants. If not, they'll take Suica. But I do recommend that you always have some backup cash, just in case. Have you used the long distance buses? I'm tempted to try one Nagoya to Tokyo um on my trip next year for the novelty and price. The longest two buses that I've ever taken were from Tokyo to Hakone, which I wouldn't say is really a very long distance. But I did take one from, I think it was Matsumoto to Takayama. Um, Maybe 3 hours, 2 or 3 hours. They're very very comfortable. They're fine. Oop. What kind of small gift would you recommend for people you're staying with in Japan? What should I avoid? I think that if you are going to be staying with people in Japan, then food items would be good. Something from home, some chocolates, some biscuits, or if there's some kind of produce from home, that would be a nice gift. I would avoid anything with scents like perfume, just because you don't know what they like. It's hard to get your clothes. Is that what you mean? Your clothes for the trip? It's difficult to prepare for Okinawa as well as Hokkaido and all between from Hiroshima to Tokyo. Yeah, although you'll find that probably realistically, even at Okinawa, which will be a little bit warmer, but you'll probably find that all the way from Kagoshima to Tokyo will be very similar. I don't foresee uh, such a big drastic temperature change or climate change that requires you to think any differently. And I would probably say that heading from Tohoku up to Hokkaido, it would also be kind of similar, but Hokkaido would be a lot colder. Yeah, maybe in December I can go. Maybe. Took a banana, but the question, you see, this year, this trip, I might not actually get Tokyo Banana. Unfortunately, um, I used to, I bought Tokyo Banana, and I give it to friends, right? You all know this. But one of the people that I gave Tokyo Banana to passed away, unfortunately, last week. Um, and at the moment, I have a little bit of hard. I might find it hard to even buy Tokyo Banana because it reminds me of her at the moment, and I'm not going to talk about it because I'm going to get really upset. So I might have to have a little bit of a break from Tokyo Banana, is what I'm saying, just because I just have that link to that person, and yeah. So, but Tokyo Banana makes a good trip, good gifts to bring back home. Um, Not necessarily a gift to give to somebody when you go to stay with someone in Japan. Don't worry, Grant. Don't worry. Don't worry. I mean, it's life. It's just what happens, you know. Like these things happen. Yeah, you've done the Matsumoto Tokiyama too. Cool, cool, cool. Florida oranges. What? Take Fill up your luggage allowance on heavy oranges, right? Yeah, those salad chips. And actually, I think I really like. I do like the Tokyo banana just because they're like a treat, a proper treat. I keep them in my freezer, and it's like a very nice treat. But I have become obsessed with the salad like sticks, but more so I think the cheeser, like little thin cheese wafer things are amazing, and also the pizza flavored crisps are like godsend. So I'll be bringing a lot of those back with me for sure. Team Labs in Fukuoka, I have not been. My thoughts is that I think it will probably be a really good opportunity to go to a Team Labs with a lot less people. I'm guessing it's going to be quite a quiet Team Labs. So arriving in Haneda at 8:30 p.m. Do you think riding the train into Tokyo with luggage will be an issue? Will it be crowded? You'll be fine. Don't forget that from Haneda, depending on where you're going, those trains leaving from Haneda are usually prepared for luggage, and they have luggage compartments. For example, the monorail, and you'd probably get a seat all the way into Tokyo on that train. It will potentially become more crowded as you get closer to central Tokyo, but by then you'd have your seat and you'd have your luggage stowed away, so you'll be fine. And when it comes to having to transfer, if you do have to transfer, you know, as long as it's not, I think morning rush hour is where I would probably say no, don't do it. But at that time you'll be fine. 8:30. By the time you get out of the airport, 9:30. By the time you potentially go on a train, it might be quarter to 10. You'll be absolutely fine. Give away Coke, the drink. Thank you for specifying. Yeah, those Calbee pizza crisps are fire. I know, right? Hey Saika, how you doing? How are you doing? Yeah, I started the stream a little bit earlier than normal. Started half an hour earlier than normal just because I've been feeling so quiet, so tired. I woke up at 6 in the morning today for some reason, and yeah, it's my sleeping habits are a bit off. And I know that around this time is when people actually start tuning in, is when I get the most viewers. But I made a decision I just made a decision that I really didn't have the energy to start the stream um, later, and I'd rather like do a stream but a little bit earlier today. So maybe it's hit a little bit the viewers numbers, but yeah, it's fine, it's fine. Thank you, Makua. Thank you so much. Thank you. I enjoyed taking the monorail from Haneda at night. You get some nice night views. Yeah, that monorail is pretty cool at night. On the way into the airport, it's pretty cool. I'm actually going to be flying into Narita. this time round. I haven't flown into Narita for a while now, so and I'm staying in Shinjuku. So yeah, exciting times. Is there a specific activity you're interested in or looking forward to participating in this time around? Would love to try some snowboarding in Hokkaido one day. I think when it comes to activities, I don't have anything specifically planned other than a Halloween, checking out the Halloween, whatever, the Halloween scene whilst I'm in Tokyo. But I'm always very keen to do onsen, and I will make sure that I have like one onsen visit whilst I'm there. But knowing that only like 4 weeks later, I think it is, I'll be back in Japan. Is it 4 weeks later? I return on the, what is it? The fourth of the third of November. Yeah, and I return to Japan on the 26th of December. So not quite, but very soon after I'll be back in Japan. So I know that I'll have opportunities if I miss anything. This trip this time round, I'm gonna go with a plan with a few like shorts ideas to film, some B-roll that I need to film, some video ideas that I want to film rather than wing it. Yeah, probably get the next, but I'll see. But the next is very convenient, but I think it's a little bit. It's like 20 minutes longer than getting a combination of different trains. So I'll see. And as I'm okay with changing, I'm fine with getting on a train and then changing. So, but yeah. Are you bringing a separate bag to pack all your snacks, or just packing quite lightly to be able to bring a bunch back? Um, Usually, this is a short trip, so I don't know how I'm going to pack specifically yet. It's only 7 days, but usually I pack with my main suitcase with a like a check like hand luggage suitcase inside. I think this time I'll probably won't do that because I don't think I will do that for such a short trip, but I probably will take my main luggage with maybe a duffel bag rolled inside that I can use. So yeah, the answer is yes. I don't want to do the bag in the bag thing. I'm thinking of just bringing a collapsible duffel or something, 2 weeks in a carry-on over here. Yeah, doable. You may like hot spring in Ito. My family has decided we go there. Nice. Ito. What's the best site to find local festivals? I think you can search. What is it? Japan Guide. Do they have a local festival sort of thing? I mean, to be honest, the best thing to do is to go to the tourist office of wherever you're staying to ask for the local festivals, what's happening in terms of once you're in Japan. I've done that a few times, and there's even been festivals that haven't been on Google, and I've actually researched, like searched later on. I've searched on Google and I've not found any mention of some of the festivals that I've been to in Japan. um so that's probably your best bet, really. Yeah, the next isn't quite the quickest way to get to Shinjuku on train. Um, what was the I was looking at this the other day. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really spend a lot of time investigating because at the moment it was not a priority. Like I know how to navigate Tokyo, so I can just figure it out when I get there. But I was looking at let's see, from Narita Airport to Shinjuku, and obviously I'm arriving at 9 in the morning. I'm really excited about arriving so early in the morning because I really feel like I'm gonna have like a whole day when I get there. So, the limousine bus is 1 hour 46 minutes. I don't know. I was looking at a combination of the Keisei line, was it? The Skyliner to Nippori, and then getting the Yamanote line to Shinjuku Station is is just about an hour long. Probably that's probably what I'll end up doing, to be honest. Useful apps, yeah. I have a video of useful apps, but I think the main ones would probably be Yurikuru Call, which is an earthquake alert system. Obviously, download things like Klook for tickets. Get yourself a Klook account set up. Just because, like an example, I was in I mentioned this before, but I was in Osaka Castle with my friends, and the queue was so long. We booked our tickets for Klook with Klook, sorry, and we managed to basically skip the queue. We got the QR code there and then. It was very useful. Other than that, obviously Google Maps, translate apps, um, that sort of thing. I recommend. Colonial Japan is no no. You know what? I think that's antiquated, bad, generally bad advice. The amount of people that I see that are Japanese on trains, or young people specifically, that have cologne on in Japan, is quite interesting for a country that apparently doesn't like strong scents. Obviously, my suggestion is that you just don't wear anything that's very strongly smelling, because it could off put anyone, not just Japanese people. But cologne is fine, just don't overdo it, you know? Hey Jesse, how you doing? Have you ever booked any day trips through Klook or just tickets? Yeah, I booked some day trips before. I did a day trip. I guess it's a day trip. I did a scuba diving, not scuba diving, a snorkeling experience in Ishikaki Island. That was pretty darn good. Um, they picked me up from the hotel. We went on a boat. It was really nice. So yeah, I have worth it. Yeah, a lot of the festivals are done now. A lot of the festivals are summer things, going into the end of summer. But yeah, um, Dan, go on a youth group travel or go for the solo adventure. Staying in hostels. Um, I think it's a personal choice, really. I think that youth travel would be fun, but a solo adventure would be a way of self discovery, and learning a lot about yourself, and also gaining a lot of confidence. Casey Skyliner as cheap and the fastest than the next, and though it ends in Ueno. So yeah, I was looking here, the Skyliner to Nippori, and then from Nippori to Shinjuku Station seems to be the fastest, just about an hour. But it all depends on the time when I arrive, etc. You know. Is the news of major earthquake still causing shortages of emergency kits, water, etc.? I would hope not at this point. It's been a while now. I'm not a big fan of Navitime. I'm going to be totally honest. I think Google Maps does essentially a better, easier sort of like especially I think Navitime can be useful for long trips between like cities, like from Tokyo to Kyoto, etc. But for navigating within the city, I would definitely say Google Maps is just king right now. Almost 2 years. I know, Jesse. Thank you so much. Ah, kampai. Why is it so hot? Flipping heck. It's too hot. Coke Zero. Mm-mm-mm. Do they have Uber on Japan or should I use a special app? Also, this for Korea would be awesome. I don't do Korea. I don't know enough about Korea to do that. Um, but what I would say is yes, Uber exists, and there's also an app called what was the app? What was the name of the app? What was the name of the What was the name of the app? Alan. What was the name of the taxi app? Go? I think it might be called Go. Ah, yeah, Go. Go app. The Go app is also quite good. So yeah, navigate time for longer trips. Um, if which I make loads, that seems more accurate with real time training for Google has real time. I just don't bother having another app to be honest. I just feel like every time I open Navitime now, I just feel like it wants to sell me something, and it pisses me off. I don't know if things have changed, but the last time I tried it, it was literally like them trying to sell me a JR pass, them trying to sell me, full of ads, bloatware. So luckily it will be a lot cooler in Japan when you go. Hopefully, I can see that things are cooling down. I've been speaking to friends and things have been cooling down. So yeah. Are there any things to do in Himeji aside from Himeji Castle and planning to do Himeji, Toyama, and Kurashiki in one day? Don't overdo it. I think that Himeji Castle is more than enough. I haven't really explored much of Himeji, but you seem to have a very very full day. Kurashiki is going to probably surprise you in what there is to see, especially if you want to go into all the little like trinky stores and the museum there. So the art museum is pretty cool there. Do shopping malls have an underground food area court? Yeah, most shopping malls do have food courts. In fact, it's a really good way of finding somewhere to eat if you're in a group of people because if it gets to a point where you're looking for food and you can't decide or you can't find somewhere. So if you head to a shopping mall, they'll usually have like a sign with all the restaurants and all the food pictures of the foods, and it will give you a really good idea of what there is to eat, and you can decide there and then. Was the exact timing of using an eSIM? Buy it beforehand or the day of arrival. I buy it beforehand, but I activate it just before I'm gonna fly to Japan so that when I'm in Japan, it's already activated. Yes, paradise. Hey Khalid, how you doing? Just catching up on the stream. Question: going to Japan as a solo traveler, my previous times were with people. Is it hard to go to restaurants as many of the yakiniku places only take two people? I've never been to a yakiniku place that has said no to me in Japan. Every single time I've been to a yakiniku place as a solo traveler, I've been served. Maybe they might want you to just order more food, but I've never had any issues. Yeah, you can activate it the day that you arrive. You do need an internet connection to activate it, which is why I literally just activate it. Probably what I'll do because I have a layover in Zurich for a 4 hour layover in Zurich, and the likelihood is that I will activate it when I am in Zurich, just before my flight to Tokyo. So yeah. Any more questions, peeps? Because I'm gonna start closing the stream. I don't know why I'm. Well, I do know why I'm so tired. It's because I freaking woke up at 6 in the morning, like I'm not a normal person. What's going on with the chat? It's gone weird. The chat's got stuck. Again. Maybe it's a sign. Maybe it's a sign. Um, Hold on a second. There's an interesting question here, which says, is it hard getting seats at restaurants in Tokyo with 5 people? Can you get seated faster splitting up? You probably would get seated quicker by splitting up, but you might find that one of you might have to wait and you end up like eating at different times. This summer I was traveling. There was how many of us? One, two, three, four, five, 6 of us. 6 of us, and I would say that 90% of places were okay with 6 of us. Maybe they might say, that we had to wait a little bit for them to prepare a table for them to set things up for us. There was a few occasions where we split up into 2 separate tables, but mainly because there was no space. You just have to realize that some of these places are quite tiny. I think 5 people you'll be fine generally. Eric, thank you so much. From Japan. Please don't waste your time watching me from Japan. Please, please, just enjoy Japan. You don't need a ninja monkey for Japan. Yeah, family restaurants will definitely seat you also. So yeah. Um, I don't know which one what were you referring to there? Google Maps. I just say Google Maps, dude. Google Maps. Navitime used to be good, and then I don't know what happened. I think that Google is just all the time improving. Yeah, also the time can make a difference, and also don't forget that a lot of these places they have like a reservation system where you have to write your name at the entrance, and you can just do that and check in, see how it's going. So thank you, JJI. Thanks for being the moderator today. And I'm just gonna finish this one with this one. Saika. Are Shinkansen's busy on the way out of Tokyo on Halloween, or is it just congested in Tokyo because of Shibuya Shinjuku? I would say that you'd have no problems with Halloween. Does not affect anything. The only effect will probably be in Shinjuku or Shibuya, and it might not even be a big deal in terms of trains. So I wouldn't worry too much. On that note, I want to say thanks so much for watching, and thank you so much for my supporters today, which were Jim Ross, Howells Aras, Grant Berman, Japan Japan, Norma Gray, Brody, and Grant. Thanks for your super chats and your support. It means a lot. It'll be going towards the pocket Wi-Fi or the eSIM that I'll likely get. Actually, eSIM that I'll likely get. So yeah. Lunch is a lot cheaper. Before we end, lunch is not a little cheaper, a lot cheaper because they usually have set menus. You're better off going to those restaurants at lunch, and eating cheaper in the evening if you want to save money. Yeah, it'll be so much fun to finally meet. The sound was a bit quiet. I'll try to figure out what's going on there for the next time. Anyway, thanks for watching. Stay positive. Be a happy gaijin. Check out my other videos and say hello. Comment on them. It does help a lot. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like the stream, etc., etc., etc. Check out Happy Gaijin.